welcome back to Shannon's Journey. A little bit about life, health, and hope over 50. Today is my week 50. Woo, the big 5-0 check-in on my Zepbound Tirzepatide GLP-1 journey. I started this journey October 14th, 2024. So I'm almost to my 1 year anniversary, but I'm at week 50 and everything's going great. I mean, it has been an awesome medical breakthrough for me. Those of you that have tuned into my journey, thank you. For those that have been those faithful followers, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I've just been in amazement at how quickly my little channel is growing. But I have been in maintenance mode since May, so 5 milligrams has been my sweet spot. That's what I've been maintaining my over 56-pound weight loss with. I've always been slim and trim growing up. I'll be 56 in a couple of months, but most of my life I was slim and trim. And in fact, as a child, teenager, and young adult, I was too skinny. And of course, it was when skinny was not in, or at least I didn't think it was. And I used to try to gain weight. But after having children, my first child was born when I was 28. I gained, I think my memory's so bad from all the, we're about to hear about chemotherapy I've been through, but I think I gained with her about 50 or 60 pounds. But still at my heaviest, you know, I was probably, I don't know, 180 something, maybe. Don't quote me on it. That's my famous saying, because Lord knows I can't remember anything, but I've written it all down. I should have brought it in here with me. But anyway, I'm getting off track. I lost it pretty quickly after having her, but I was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was a newborn. She was just a couple months old, and I went through surgeries and chemotherapy and radiation, and that kind of got my body out of whack. With that chemotherapy treatment, you're on a lot of steroids, and I gained a lot of weight during the treatment, but lost it after the treatment. And then about 6.5 years later, I had my son, and with him, I gained about 60 pounds. I do remember that, and I got to my highest weight ever. I was like 190, and lost it. And then when he was a baby, I had a sarcoma in my arm, and just went through radiation with that. So that didn't too much. I had 3 surgeries with it, but radiation was the treatment and didn't really affect my weight. So I lost the weight with him that I gained with him. And then 2000, and not to mention when I had the chemotherapy with the breast cancer, I did go through menopause, but obviously everything came back to working order because I had my son. Was a few months shy of 35 when I had my son. I was 34. In fact, he just turned 21 yesterday. Happy birthday, Noah. And then, so in 2018, I found out I had ovarian cancer. And that was what really sent my body into a whole new situation. In between the sarcoma and the ovarian cancer, I did have a little skin cancer that I had to have Mohs surgery on, but I think that was due to the radiation. And then I had a thyroidectomy because I had follicular cells and nodules with follicular cells in my thyroid, and you can't know for sure if it's cancerous or not without removing it surgically. So I had to have my thyroid removed. So that affected my metabolism some. And you know, I'm aging as all this is going on. So I definitely didn't have the body of my 20s, late 20s, early 30s self, but I still was, you know, in pretty good shape. Never felt significantly overweight, you know. Well, when I had the ovarian cancer, the treatment was super, super harsh. And of course, I had a full hysterectomy, and my body just started gaining weight, and I could not get rid of it. No matter how much I exercised, how much I dieted, and I had at that point given up sugars, you know, due to the cancer, thinking that the cancer was growing for various reasons, and I didn't want sugar to be one of them. But I mean, there was nothing I did that was successful, nothing. So, and I did every diet you can think of out there. But anyway, so my latest cancer has been neuroendocrine tumors, and that was diagnosed in 2023, the summer of 2023. And I started the treatment, and that fall 2023, my oncologist said, you know, your blood sugar is high, and you know, your weight gain has just been significantly rare, because she could watch my charts, you know, of how I was putting on the weight. And my internal medicine doctor, you know, talked to him about all that as well at my appointments. But she said, you can get on Ozempic. And this was probably around October 2023. And I was like, no, I'm not diabetic. I was diagnosed pre-diabetic before the ovarian cancer. But I said, no, I don't want to do that. I can do it on my own. I don't want, you know, to take people's medicine that need it for full-blown diabetes. And she said, well, you know, keep trying. And so I kept trying. Fast forward to October 2024, or late September probably, at my appointment, I said, I surrender. I can't do what I thought I could do, what I used to be able to do. So my body's just not working. So let's talk more about this Ozempic or whatever. So by that time, Zepbound had come out as a weight loss injection. So she said, yes, I highly recommend talk to your general practitioner. And so I did. And he said, yes, you're definitely a candidate. He did all my blood work, my labs, and I was, you know, approved right away by insurance and started the injections. I did 2.5 for 4 weeks. I think I lost around 14 pounds during that 4 weeks. A lot of water weight, a lot of inflammation, felt so much better. I started out at 214 pounds via the cancer center scales, 210 pounds when I was first approved, or the doctor first prescribed the injection at his office. Of course, I didn't get the medicine for a while. And then 208 on my scales at home. So y'all know how scales are. But the most recent doctor scale, right before I finally got my medication, was 214. And I have, so I did the 5 milligrams after the first 4 weeks. And then in February, I went up to 7.5. Couldn't do it. I went back down after that month supply, 4 injections, went down to 5 milligrams. And then I was almost at my goal weight. I was kind of at a stall. And so I bumped up to 7.5 for 4 more injections. And by the second injection of 7.5, I had met my goal weight. And I was like, I want to go back down to 5 milligrams. So I went back down to 5. That was in May. And just have been doing my maintenance ever since with 5 milligrams. I really think I could probably go down to 2.5, but this 5 has been called in for a number of months ahead of time, and with all the different pharmaceutical scares of people not being able to get their injection, I didn't want to mess with it. But I may, when my new prescription time comes up, talk to my doctor about trying 2.5 again. So we'll see. But maintenance has been good. I was able to continue my fitness, and healthy eating. I no longer say the word diet because I'm not dieting. I eat whatever I want. But if it's not healthy, it's very much in moderation. So yeah, I'm a firm believer that if your body, you've tried everything, genuinely tried to eat healthy and to work out, and your body's not, metabolism's not working, don't be embarrassed or afraid to try this medication. I've had minimal side effects. The most significant were constipation, and I've learned how to not let that happen and you know, even eating all the greens and all that. I still think you've got to have something that helps your digestive system stay regular. So I believe in Miralax or any of the generic brands. They're just probably down like a little teaspoon in my water in the morning. Some people put it in their coffee. I actually haven't had any this week and I've been fine, but if I probably would take a spoonful tomorrow because I'm taking my shot today. But and it's perfectly safe. It doesn't absorb into your body. My doctor said you take that for the long haul. So that's what I'm doing. And like I said, I don't take it every day, but you kind of know when you need it. But if you stay ahead of the game, that helps. And then for nausea, get your doctor to prescribe some Zofran, and that helps. Some things I did before I had this Zofran prescription is I would do peppermint oil, sniff it under my nose, put it on my chest. Definitely for headaches. There will be some time where your body's adjusting to the medication, where you have fatigue and could have headaches. And, you know, some people have had vomiting and diarrhea. I did on the 7.5 have a little, like, where minor vomiting, nothing bad. But probably do not eat late at night and then go to bed, because that could be a problem. But I want to talk to you about some new things that I found. Crystal Light. I love Crystal Light. I've been a consumer of Crystal Light over the years, off and on. But I love their, let's see, if there's 0 sugar, 0 calorie, whatever little packets I put in my water sometimes. But I'm a water lover, so I love plain water too. But when I was in the grocery store, I saw these. I've never seen these before. I don't know how long they've been on the market. Where's my glasses? Oh, there we are. Mixology, inspired by cocktails. Now, with my neuroendocrine tumors, my liver is full of cancer and tumors. So I don't need to drink any alcohol. I can. My doctor said, oh, you can. But I've never been a big alcohol drinker anyway. So I really don't need any. The only time that I would want a margarita or pina colada is if I was at the beach. Well, now that I'm retired, I do go to the beach quite often. But, so I haven't had an alcoholic drink in probably about 3 years. And before that, it was probably like one every 2 or 3 years. But this caught my eye because I hadn't seen it before. But I'm making little mocktails. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a blackberry mojito, which I've never had in real life, like real alcohol, but I don't know. But it's really good. And I thought I'm gonna buy me some limes, stick it on there and squeeze the juice in there. So I think I'm really having a mixed drink. But it's really good. And there's a watermelon margarita and a Mai Tai. Is that how you say that? Mai Tai? So I've never had one of those either. I probably have had a strawberry margarita. But anyway, I couldn't believe it. 0 sugar, caffeine free, low calorie, low sodium, only 10 calories. And I just add about 16 ounces of water, mix it up, and it makes 2 glassfuls with ice. But yeah, I haven't gone to get my limes yet, or any other fruit. Maybe I'll get some little other citrus too, and maybe some Marciano cherries or something, and feel like I'm just doing my thing, especially when I'm at the beach. So I thought I'd share that. So anyway, it's very tasty. A good way to get your water in. So, all right, I'm going to be doing my injection, and I'm going to do that a little later today. So I will probably film it for you because I haven't done that in a while. My favorite place to inject is in the abdomen. When I first started out, I was rotating abdomen. I never did my arm. I watched videos. I don't think I did. I'd have to look back. I really don't think I have. I used the Shotzi app to track everything. I was using my FitnessPal to track my calories and my weight loss there, but I've just gotten so used to knowing what I'm eating and know how to get enough protein. And that's the key to getting a lot of protein, because you will have muscle loss if you don't keep your protein intake up and do strength training, ladies and gentlemen. But so yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. What was I saying? Let me pause. Oh, I know. So I'll do my weigh-in, I'll do my shot. But my weight, I've been able to maintain between 154 and I say I want to be between 154 and 160, but I've only gotten back up on the scale to like 158 maybe one day. Maybe not even 158. I don't remember. But I don't really track all that daily anymore. So I forgot to weigh in this morning, but I will weigh in before I do my shot. And I might just wait and do this shot in the morning no, I'm gonna do it tonight. And I'll weigh in, may weigh in the morning. I don't know, don't matter. But anyway, I am excited to continue my journey and maybe go down to 2.5 and see if I can continue to keep my weight goal where I need it and continue to increase my fitness and just living my best life. Thank you, Zepbound. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. And if you watch this to the end, do that brain emoji, because, you know, that's what you just experienced with me. My brain going, what? Or maybe I don't know, one or the other. But anyway, let me know what you think. And any questions, comments, suggestions. I love to hear from you. Thanks for subscribing, tuning in, liking, all the things. And I will see you soon. All right, friends, I'm going to wrap up my check-in for week 50 on my GLP-1, which is Zepbound Tirzepatide. I am starting to feel a little under the weather. I hope it's nothing. It just kind of feels like a head cold. My stomach's been a little upset. And I've got things to do, people to meet, places to go. So I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, I just wanted to wrap this up. I weighed in. I was at 155.2, I think it was. And I'm about to do my injection. And I'm just going to stay in my flannels, my bomba slippers, and my sweatshirt for a while until I start feeling a little better. But like I said, I have plans today. I may have to change because just not feeling great. So it's Friday morning. I'm going to take my coffee like it's medicine, and drink my coffee. See if that can help me out, and see if I can get on with my day. But this wraps up my check-in. I hope you all have a fabulous Friday. I probably will not include my injection on here because it's going to be a little while later, because I've got to take it out of the fridge to let it get to room temperature. But anyway, thanks again to all of my new subscribers. Goodness, I think I'm up to 180, which just doesn't sound like a lot probably to a lot of you out there, but to little old me, it's like, wow, really? So I really appreciate you. And that's all, folks.